my life, removing pain. Lord, let my words heal a heart that hurts. I want to spend my life mending broken people. I want to spend my life mending broken people.
Well, welcome to 3ABN Today. My name is Curtis, and this is Paula. Yes, aprons. These are new aprons, right, honey?
New aprons.
Yes. What's today's program? First of all,
Today's program is all about giving our kudos
to
Tobago.
Tobago. All right, yes, that's right. We went there earlier, a few months ago, and they gave us these aprons. Had a wonderful time there in Tobago, and for 2 weeks. And I think we did the healers. It's an acronym called the healers. H, herbal medicine. E, eating. A, adoration. L, liquids. E, exercise. R, rest. And S for sunlight. So each letter was the night, and I had a wonderful crowd there as well. And yes, go right ahead.
I think that the thing that was so wonderful about it was that they have every year ASI. ASI comes to Tobago and Trinidad and do different programming. And so every year when they would do the programming, they would bring a pastor in, they said. This is what they said.
Evangelist, yes.
They brought evangelists in, they would do the evangelism. And then Joy, which we're going to be featuring her in a little bit, then Joy, which is Diamond Andrews' wife, she said, why don't you get some cooks like the Eakins to come in?
Yes,
and so we were the first ones to ever be on the program that was actually doing cooking and lecture at the same time.
ASI for the whole week.
ASI.
I think, yes. And then we got a picture of them and Joe and Diamond Andrews. Let's look at that picture right there.
We had a good
time.
So,
of course, that's Diamond and Joy there on the right, and that's Paul in the middle, and that's me on the left. I think they can figure that one out.
I think so.
Yeah, but they brought us in. We're very grateful for that. I think after that, 2 weeks after that, I think 3ABN came there to Trinidad and Tobago
right behind
a few weeks after that as well. So I had a wonderful time. And I think we also have a video clip of the crowd, too. So I think we can run that video clip as well. So it was a wonderful occasion there, and there's a crowd there. And they were very gracious of coming there. And, I mean, every single night, they came from Trinidad, of course, Tobago, and from all over the islands in the area. And that looks like you there in the corner, honey. But we were very well received there in Tobago. And so the whole week there, I think we had that last Sabbath, we had a baptism.
That's right.
That last Sabbath as well. So we're very gracious that they were there, and they gave us a very great accommodations as well. So we're very grateful for those there in Tobago.
Now, I think the thing also was very interesting, Curtis, and that is that I've been trying to find out my roots.
Okay.
And come to find out that my peoples,
the
are
Blake.
actually from the Blake family, are actually from Trinidad, Tobago.
That's right.
And so I got a chance to meet them while we were there.
Meet one guy,
take pictures and stuff.
That's right,
you know,
yeah.
So that was a good thing too. It was
some connections
It was
there.
just good. It was a God-sent, set up program.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful.
Now, one of the things that was so unique there, Curtis, was that, you know, whenever we go to a different place, we always want, like Trinidad, Tobago, I always want to know ahead of time their superfoods. Now, a superfood is what really is a food people grow up under. They're used to having it. And so while we were in Tobago and Trinidad area, I wanted to know what was their foods, what they eat. And of course, by being there and then eating the foods that were there available to us, it actually kind of got my brain moving so that I was actually ready to say, let's get some recipes developed for Tobago. And that's what we're doing. That's why we're doing Tobago Cuisine today.
Right. And they granted us with these wonderful aprons here as well. And I was very surprised with that. And I think I learned how to make some cane juice.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I did that. And bake some bread out of an oven. And that was interesting, too.
Yes, it was. It was very interesting. Very interesting. It was wonderful. The people were just absolutely fantastic, very God-centered. The audience was wonderful, and we are just thankful to God for the opportunity to be able to go to Tobago
That
area.
cooking class was, it was jam-packed. I mean, standing room
Cooking
only.
class.
Yes.
Oh, mercy, mercy.
So we only did one of those cooking classes.
did
but
one.
that was something. So, so we're going to dedicate this program to those in Tobago, Trinidad,
Yes.
TNT.
TNT.
Trinidad, Tobago, TNT.
Our very first recipe, believe it or not, before we even show the ingredients to it, is that while we were there, we were learning about the foods, the native foods to the place. And one of them was a thing that was actually called Farine,
right.
which actually is, and I'm going to talk about that as we get ready to look at the very first recipe for this one here, which is our Farine, and we're using the recipe that we developed while we were there in Tobago.
And kind of changed the name, got a name to it, right?
We'll tell you why, too.
Okay.
Let's look at that ingredient.
All right.
All right, it's called Farine a la Joy. It calls for 2 medium onions finely chopped, 3 garlic cloves minced, 2 celery stalks finely chopped, 3 scallions firmly chopped, 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1/2 red pepper chopped, 1/2 yellow pepper chopped, 1 teaspoon of sea salt, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 1/2 cup of water, and 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast flakes.
Okay, Farine a la Joy.
Now this is really unique.
Where did the joy come in from?
Well,
honey?
Joy is actually Diamond's wife.
Okay, I
all
knew
right?
that, but I just...
And they had a recipe that they had kind of put together, and we began tweaking some things up, and we said, well, what are we going to call this recipe?
Yes.
And we said,
Farine a la Joy. All right, so this is dedicated to her, and so we did that, and that's one of the major dishes there in Tobago.
It's actually called a survival food because of the fact that cassava grows very readily there in that area. And believe it or not, the cassava itself is 98% carbohydrate. I mean, Creator God did something on that one. Okay, that's a survival food. We talked about carbohydrates, how important they were also to every part of the body system. This is a beautiful recipe because you see all the gorgeous ingredients. I'm going to have you go ahead and start chopping up the,
chop these up a little bit.
The red pepper and also the onion for me.
All right.
And the thing I liked about this was when I was looking at this cassava, it's actually a root vegetable. It grows underground. It kind of looks almost like the sweet potato. And then yet, when you look at the cassava itself, once they actually bring it out, they wring out the water from it, then they actually put it through a cheesecloth, and once they get done with everything, they sit it out in the sun for about 3 hours.
Oh, 3 hours, huh?
Via, you get the cassava itself, and that's the cassava ground up. It looks just almost like, it reminds me of something like farina or grits. That we've seen in the north when we get ready to fix stuff. A little bit more grainier, but this is so unique because basically when they're using the farine, they're usually using it with sugar and milk. And on this particular recipe, it is totally all vegan and it is using all veggies, all right?
So now this can be used like a breakfast dish?
It can be a breakfast dish. It can be, we're going to do it right now in a dish like almost like a rice dish.
Okay.
We're going to fix it because it's going to go with something else we're going to do later. And
it can be very versatile,
They have cassava flour. They make all kind of cookies and cake. They use it for everything. And that is amazing to me. To be honest with you, I've seen cassava. The whole cassava root in America at the stores, and I've kind of like, okay. And until I went to Tobago.
We got that.
Like, okay, let's get that.
But we did find it in Huntsville, where we live, in Huntsville, Alabama.
We found it. And so anyway, this recipe, once again, is very easy. Everything is going to go in. I already have the farine ready to go. So what we're going to do, I'm going to sit this right here, Curtis, with you, because we're going to just begin.
Now, those who are interested, where can a person normally find this in their area?
In your Oriental stores.
Okay.
All right. In some of your health food stores.
All right.
Not quite in your regular supermarkets right now. I've not seen them there. Okay.
So health food stores.
Or you might have to get it online.
Or you say Oriental or?
Oriental.
Okay.
Place. Okay. Indian.
Oh, Indian?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, that's
you can find it there as well.
Okay.
And so it's there. It's available. It's got a nutty flavor. It doesn't. It has no fat, no cholesterol, no wheat. So it's actually good for individuals who are on have a high glycemic index or someone who's actually celiacs. They can actually make this one up as well.
Right.
All right, it's pretty good.
Okay, no gluten.
So,
So
what we're going to do is we're going to start putting it together because all we're going to do is begin to
Now, you purchased this already like this as it is, or what?
No, what happened was when we got ready to leave Tobago, they gave it to us.
Okay. I don't know if you're going to say that now because we took it with us. So, but they didn't say anything. But
No, they said that was dry. They didn't bother.
Oh, it's dry.
No,
okay.
no.
Well, you already put that out there. So.
What's out there?
Yeah, we're back home now in the United States.
So we brought it back.
But normally, if a person finds this in their location,
right.
Can they find it just like this?
They'll find it just like this.
Okay, yes.
Okay, it's called Farine. Okay.
Okay.
Let's just start dumping in the things there. I'm going to go ahead. Let's go ahead and put the onions in.
Okay, the
this
onions.
is a real easy recipe. The onions are going in. Let me give you one of these, baby.
Oh, okay. Farine a la Joy. This is going...
A la Joy,
yes.
named after Joy, okay? And I'm going to go ahead on and put in the celery.
You put this in too?
And you're putting in the red peppers. Okay. And we're going to put in the yellow peppers. Look at that. I mean, look how pretty it is already,
okay,
all right?
Yes, colorful.
And we're going to put in, and get that one last yellow
all the goodies.
pepper. All right. And we're going to put in the celery. You already did the celery. This is the scallion is going in. It's very colorful.
Yes.
Very, very colorful. All right. And we're going to put in, believe it or not, it uses nutritional yeast flakes. All right. And it also, go ahead and put that in. And then we're going to add in our garlic. And then we're going to add in.
Sea salt or what?
This is smoked paprika.
Oh, paprika. Okay.
Right. Okay. And then we're going to put the salt in.
All right.
And we're going to just stir it up.
And we've got the oil and water left.
We got the oil and the water left. And you're going to go ahead and put that oil in with the water. And I have this. I'm just going to swish that around because you know water and oil don't mix. This was absolutely fantastic to really learn about this food.
And I think when we did the cooking class, it was on that Sunday.
Diamond made
Diamond and made that, and Joy, I think Diamond's their niece, Michelle.
Michelle's the one that actually got the farine for us.
Yeah, sure did. And so we did that, and I think the cooking class is actually on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, all the programs we did is on YouTube.
The whole ASI.
Yeah, the whole week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all on YouTube.
All right, so now, this is so simple, it's so easy, believe it or not. Now you're going to go ahead slowly add that in. I like to stir that around, Curtis.
Slowly.
Okay, come on.
Okay.
All righty. Okay.
You're doing a fine job, honey.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So all we're doing is this. I mean, you know, this is her recipe, Joy's recipe. A little bit of tweaking going on.
A little bit,
now,
just a little bit of
the thing that's going to be very interesting with this, and I know you're saying, say what? Well, we're going to actually put this in a dish. And believe it or not, the liquid is going to, that cassava is going to grab a hold of that liquid, and it's going to firm up. And when you see it at the end of the program, it's going to blow your mind, okay? So we're going to go ahead and pour it in.
Okay.
Just like that.
So now this will go into the oven?
Nope, it does not.
Oh,
There's no cooking, no cooking.
Oh.
No cooking.
So you just let it sit?
It just sits.
For?
About 3 hours.
Oh, 3 hours.
It will solidify. It will solidify, and at the end, they will see the finished product of what happens. It will grab up all.
Right.
It will grab up all the liquid. All right? Is that amazing?
Well, that's it then.
Survival food. That's what it's called over there. Survival food. And like I said, most of the time it's made up in a breakfast kind of item, but Joy showed us how to make it up in an item that we can use in a company for like a rice partner to our very next recipe.
So you don't have to turn on the oven?
No oven.
No electricity?
No electricity.
Okay,
Just
all right. Fast, easy to do?
They'll see it later on, okay?
All right.
All right, now we're gonna go to our next one because this kind of goes along with this farine.
Oh, okay.
All right, and that's gonna be our bean dish. Okay, let's look at the recipe on this one as well. All right, spicy stewed kidney beans. It calls for 2 cups of dry, dark red kidney beans. It calls for 6 to 8 cups of water, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1/2 cup of onions chopped, 1/2 cup of green bell peppers chopped, 2 garlic cloves minced, 1 tablespoon of parsley minced, 1 cup of carrots chopped, 1/2 cup of celery chopped, 2 cups of tomatoes diced, 1 tablespoon of thyme fresh, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, and 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and a teaspoon of sea salt.
Okay, welcome back.
This is a good one. This is a very good one. And it goes with that farine a la Joy.
A la Joy.
Right? The seasonings and the colorings of the food is just so beautiful there.
Yes.
And so this is another combination that I kind of worked up. Just listening to the spices, you see I have thyme and smoked paprika and cayenne pepper and all those.
Smoked paprika, That may not be familiar with some people.
No, smoked paprika's in the stores. It's just that people might not be used to it. And they're used to regular paprika. But this one
has like a smoke flavor.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead on and turn on my stove so that I can go ahead and get ready, because the first part of this is actually getting the sautéing going. All right.
Oh, okay. And
I'm going to go ahead and put my oil in.
Oil over there.
Put the oil in there and get it started. This is our olive oil that we're getting going here.
What's one of the recipes we did at the cooking class there in Tobago? Did we do this?
No. We did the farine.
I know we did the farine. We didn't do this one.
I did my garbanzo patties there. We did the dessert, which we'll tell them about later.
Oh, yeah. Okay, they'll hold off on the dessert.
Dessert.
Yeah.
Okay, you know we had to do dessert.
Yes,
okay?
definitely.
So what we're doing right now is I'm just going to go ahead on and start getting this ready, because the first part of it is actually adding in the bell peppers.
Oh, okay.
And the onions. Mm-hmm. This is a real good seasoned bean dish. It's got the garlic. Get my little spatula there. Garlic wants to take his time coming out.
Okay.
Garlic in there. Now, what you can do for me, honey, is you can go ahead on and get that the tomatoes ready to go in there. It's 2 cups of tomatoes.
Dice that up a little bit.
I already diced it up.
Okay.
Get these going. And it also has in it that parsley. I'm going to put that in a hot second. But we're going to saute that until it gets kind of translucent in color. And this is another easy dish. If you notice that on the recipe, I said that we were going to do the dry beans, which is a 16-ounce bag of dry beans, 1 pound, and we got the 6 to 8 cups of water. We're going to actually take those beans and put them in a slow cooker and cook them in a slow cooker with the 6 to 8 cups of water. If you don't have a slow cooker, a crock pot, then of course you can always do the canned beans. If you do the canned red beans, then what you want to do is make sure you rinse the water off of it as well, all right? So that's what we are doing as far as those beans are already ready to cook, because you know we're on 380 and we don't have all that time to cook the beans from scratch. So they're already ready to go, okay? Now, if you will, we're going to go ahead on and add to this sauteing. I'm going to go ahead on and add in. We have our carrots already grated.
Carrots are grated.
We have our celery already ready to go. We have our tomatoes ready to go. And then, of course, all these are going to be our end products as well.
They use a lot of spices over there, too.
Lots of spices, lots of spices. So this is a spicy recipe. That's why it's called spicy. Also, it has cayenne in it.
What's a little kick?
A little kick.
Just a little kick,
just
not too much.
Just a little. You can omit the, you can omit it if you like, okay? But I say if you want the authentic Tobago Trinidad food, then you might want to put
the cayenne in there.
Put a little bit on in there. Just going to
Otherwise, call it a different name.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and add the parsley in now. All right. And we're going to go ahead on and put in the celery. And just go ahead and use this. And you're going to go ahead and give me those carrots. These take a little bit longer.
Okay.
All right. The carrots are going in. Oh, don't it smell good? Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
So now all that's going to go inside the beans?
This is all the beans are going to go inside of this. I'm
gonna be beans are going to go in there. Oh, okay.
Right. The spicy, it's a stew bean because it has a lot of vegetables in it. And you know, we talk a lot on our program about getting in those plant-based vegetables in that diet, okay?
Now, so spices always going to be last?
The spices will always be last.
Okay.
We put them in last because remember we talked about that before on our program, Abundant Living, that you want to make sure that the spices go in last so they can keep that flavor going, all right? Oh, yeah, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. I know somebody said to me one time, they called us up on the phone, they said, I wish I had
smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision, smell-o-vision, okay.
Smell-o-vision.
So we're going to go ahead and put in the tomatoes. Look how colorful that is. Isn't that pretty?
Yes, it is.
All right. And because of the fact it's going to actually simmer for a little bit, you don't have to wait until everything gets completely done. Make sure those onions are translucent in color. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead on and I'm going to have you, Curtis, slowly add in the beans for me. Okay?
Okay, so.
Get my other spoon out. Okay.
This is going to be slowly?
Yes, please. Wow,
I guess you
look
want
at that.
to man. I'm just holding it.
Look at that, look at that, look at that. Yeah, yeah. All right, all right, all right. Very, very colorful. as we said before, that one of the things that was so beautiful there was that all the different spices, all the different colorings, and using a lot. Look at those beans.
Yes, and this is very colorful.
Isn't that pretty? Isn't
yes.
that pretty? And so with that, because of the fact that we have, we always tease and say our 3ABN kitchen, where everything gets done real quick, we're going to go ahead and add our spices now, okay? So we're going to throw in the thyme first, thyme.
Oh, okay.
Going to sprinkle it in.
Sprinkle.
Okay. And then we're going to sprinkle on this smoked paprika.
Okay. Kind of similar to the cayenne. What color is what?
It's a little bit darker.
It's a little bit darker.
Then the cayenne.
This is the kick.
This is the one that kicks it. Hold up. There's a little bit left in there. Let's get that out.
Oh,
of there.
yeah.
Gotta get all of it.
Yeah.
Let me hold it, baby. Get out.
A little bit extra, give you an extra kick.
And then the last one is going to be our salt.
You can tell that extra kick,
The
too.
extra kick.
Yeah,
the
there
extra
you go.
kick. It makes
Yeah,
all
there
the
you go.
difference. All right. Now this.
So now, go right
This
here.
recipe, as it sits for about, cooks for about, on low with the lid on top of it, for about 30 minutes, okay? Depending on what you're using as your equipment, you can maybe go 15. But believe it or not, the beans are already done. Everything else is done. And is that pretty or what?
Yes.
It's a gorgeous dish.
You're pretty, you're gorgeous.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, we're going to put the lid on.
Okay, you just kept on rolling on that one. All right, so that's, what, 20 minutes you say or so?
Yeah, anywhere about, okay, let's say 20 minutes. Let it cook for 20 minutes.
Okay.
The one thing we always talk about, people ask us questions about the beans. You know, I would eat beans, Paula, but beans actually cause a problem with me having flatulence. You know, so I always say there's certain ways you can actually do the beans. Do we have time to talk about that?
Yeah, we go ahead.
When you talk about
Let's
the
go with the
beans,
flatulence.
we always say
First, what is flatulence?
flatulence.
What is flatulence, honey?
They know what flatulence
They
is.
do?
Uh-huh.
I don't know if
Anywho,
everybody knows.
Okay, they look that up.
Okay,
Flatulence,
just
we're not
look it
gonna go
up.
with the real word.
Google
You
flatulence.
do know when you eat beans, you know what happens, and you know what
become
happens.
musical.
Okay. So musical, I like
Musical,
that part. I like that
yes,
part. Okay.
I heard that.
So with that in mind, the way to get rid of that flatulence and not have a problem with that is to go ahead on and wash your beans, get rid of all the debris, put it into some cold water, put it into a plastic container, seal it, put it in the freezer, and let it freeze for at least 24 hours, all right? When it does that, there's a sugar in the beans called a ribose sugar. It's a very complicated sugar that the Creator God has made, and that's what actually causes the issue as the food is moving down the mouth into the esophagus, into the small intestines. And when it goes down that way, once it gets to the small intestines, the stomach and large intestines, that's when you have the flatulence, all right? But when you freeze the beans first and then bring them out, you got your hot water on a stove, 4 to 6 ounce salt, big pot, all right? You got that going on with the hot water in it. Then you're gonna just take those beans with that ice and you're gonna slip them into the hot water. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
So how, you think I'll be as smart as you as far as knowing all these things about how to cook food? I mean, that was just accident the way you did that.
Okay,
It was trial and error or what?
Okay, but I wasn't finished.
Oh, okay. I need to stop talking.
Okay.
Go ahead and finish. I hope you didn't lose your thought.
I might have. Okay. Where was I? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you're going to cook them now.
All right.
Now, another way to not worry about flatulence is we talked already about putting those beans in a slow cooker or a crock pot.
Which you purchased?
Because,
I purchased for you.
Yeah.
Crock pot.
So it cooks for about 6 to 8 hours on high.
You have a
let
story
cook
about a
overnight.
crock pot. You put the crock pot before you went to work and you got home and,
I think that was the bread maker.
oh, bread maker, because you didn't plug it in or something. You thought you had food when you came home, but it wasn't plugged in. Well, that's a different story.
Oh, that was the crock pot.
I know, it was a crock pot, yeah.
Yeah.
So make sure you
Okay.
plug it in, folks. Yeah.
No, I plugged it in, but the electricity went off in the neighborhood for
Oh,
all that
so it
hour.
wasn't your fault.
No.
Okay, it was more of a,
But I was sure hungry that night. I mean,
Yeah.
that was not happy. Make sure you plug it in and
Okay.
make sure electricity is not going to be turned off.
Yeah, okay.
So, moving
all
along.
right. So that's what, 20 minutes or so, and
About
then
20
that's
minutes
ready
or
to
so,
go?
it's going to actually cook low, and it's going to be ready because we're going to go to the next recipe.
Oh,
And the
okay.
next recipe, of course, you know, we got to keep this thing
Tobago
going.
Cuisine.
We are now going to a mock chicken dish. Let's look
Mock
at the
chicken.
recipe.
Okay, let's do it.
It calls for curry chicken and vegetables. It calls for 1 package, of 10.5 ounce of mock chicken strips. It calls for 2 teaspoons of curry powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1 teaspoon of sea salt, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 small onion chopped, 3 garlic cloves chopped, 1 and 1/4 cup of water, 1 tablespoon of chicken style seasoning, 3 tablespoons of tomato paste, 2 cups of mixed vegetables, 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, and 1/3 cup of cilantro chopped.
Okay.
Now,
Sounds like a good recipe on this one.
We talk about spices, okay?
Yes.
Lots of spices are in the foods, all kind of spices are in the foods. And so this one is really unique because we're not only not doing chicken, we're doing a mock chicken.
Mock. So,
check this out. This is a chicken.
Okay.
It's not a chicken. This is
mock. The word mock. Yeah.
Okay.
Mock.
And they have a lot of now frozen food.
A lot of
Vegetarian, they got chicken, they got beef, they got turkey, they got all of it.
People can find this in their frozen section.
Frozen food section in your major supermarkets
right,
now.
Major grocery stores, yes.
They have full sections. And so this actually came in strips in a bag, and what I did was I just cut it up in pieces. It comes frozen.
Now, so it's already seasoned, or do you have to do it?
No. It actually comes out in nothing but chicken strips.
Okay.
All right, so what I did was I added the curry and cumin, all those flavors to it in the package itself after I brought it out and put it into a bowl.
Oh,
and that's what making that combination up, okay? So I sit it in there so they can start getting itself, so it can marinate and get itself together, all right?
Okay.
And so that's really what we're going to be using as a mock chicken, all right, in this recipe. Now, I want you to go ahead and get the onions ready because we're getting ready to start this one up.
Okay.
And once again, we've already got the fire on, so I'm going to go ahead and put my olive oil in my pan. And along with that, we're going to go ahead and add in the onions to that as well. And let me go ahead on and get this kind of started up. All right. And we're going to put the chicken in last. Okay. Because it's a mock chicken, so that means that it's already pre-cooked, all right? So you're going to give me those onions when you get ready for that. And we'll put the onions in and get that started.
So we don't have to worry about this not being free range.
No free range. No
not
salmonella.
No E. coli.
No.
None of that. Not in this chicken.
Not in this.
Because it's mock. Okay, here we go.
All right. Go ahead and put that in, babe.
All right.
All right, we get all of it?
Go ahead.
Here we go.
Help a brother out. There you go. Okay.
All right, so we got that going. We're going, once again, want the onions to become translucent. And on top of that, we're going to be adding in the garlic. And you're going to go ahead on for me because this is going to be a dressing, a liquid that's going to go in this particular recipe. So you're going to add the cornstarch to the cold water.
Okay.
And then you're going to also add the chicken style seasoning to that as well. Okay. All right?
Now whisk this.
You're going to whisk it. All right, and you're going to hold on to that for a hot second. Look at that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and add in the garlic. Remember, we don't put the garlic in or keep it down low so that the garlic doesn't burn. Because if garlic burns, it will mess up the entire recipe.
Oh, yes, it will. Start from scratch.
Yeah. So we got the garlic going. All right. Now, in this recipe, we're going to go ahead on and put in, believe it or not, we're going to go ahead and put in the chicken.
The chicken?
So go ahead and get the chicken in. It's already got all the seasoning in it as well. Let me get this out so I can get all that in. Oh, this is when it really starts smelling good. It starts smelling good.
Oh, yeah, I can smell the aroma already.
Smell that?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Curry.
Right.
Curry, okay? It was amazing watching and looking at, when we went to go eat, matter of fact, we ate while we were there at Diamond's restaurant.
Yeah, he has, what is it called, Mr. D's?
Mr. D's.
Yeah, I think Mr. D's at
vegetarian,
the mall there.
Vegetarian
near the
restaurant.
Harbor.
Yeah.
And very popular. I mean, people coming in, it was a packed place.
Amazing. And every day we went to get they brought our food to us, or we went to get our food.
Yes.
And these are the kind of foods that really blew my mind because, like the farine, and also the regular beans, just regular beans. Now they've added all the carrots and celery and everything to it, which turned into like a stew. And then once again, the chicken, it had the curry, it had cumin, it had all those spices in it. And their food is very, very seasoned. I mean, knock down, drag out, good.
Now the word knock down, drag out means good for those who want to change that terminology. That means delicious. Knock down, drag out.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and add in our parsley. Remember, a lot of seasoning goes in. Oh man, let me just go ahead and fan it out.
Fan it.
I know that somebody's saying,
Camera 2,
I wish I had
camera
that
3,
television.
and camera 4. They're having a hard time, baby.
They're having a hard time.
time.
That's all good.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to be, like that, you know.
After the show, we may feed them, huh?
We may.
If they act right.
They will.
They might.
They're going to be.
No, it's
all
not confirmed yet.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead on and add in now the salt.
Okay.
Oh, doesn't it smell good? And so pretty. All right, now we're going to go ahead on and start adding in now the actual, stir it up a little bit, baby, because it's already settled at the bottom.
Oh, already settled,
We're going to add the broth in now before we add in the veggies. Okay, I'm going to change my spoon out.
Okay, I'm ready now.
All right, you can slowly put that in there for me, babe. Slowly pour it in there. All right, this is going to give us the thickening that we need to have because we got the cornstarch going on as well. All right.
Oh boy, I
And it's
still
going
have
to thicken. Here, just use this.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and stir that in.
Yeah.
All right. So we
Kinda
got that going
settled in there.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
So it's going to thicken up. Oh, it's going to thicken
Oh, I
up.
should have did that, huh?
It's okay.
Okay.
It's going to thicken up. And now we're going to go ahead also and
What is
add
that?
in, this is tomato paste.
Oh, tomato paste.
And we're going to put that in
Here, honey. There you go.
as well. And now let's the vegetables. This recipe, once again, is a recipe that I developed, and so I was trying to figure out, when I see things, you know, I try to figure out, okay, so how can we make that different, or how can we make that more nutritious, or what is needed? What is needed? And so in this particular recipe that I made up for this chicken dish, I said, okay, instead of trying to cut up all those vegetables from scratch, let's just go ahead on and get some vegetables already in a steamable vegetables. Okay?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so
All
that's
right.
what you did.
And so this is the steamable vegetables. You steam them, and they are ready to go. That way you don't have to figure out you got to chop it up. Now, they do a lot of chopping in the islands as far as a lot of things are made from scratch. But
Yes.
once again, in this particular recipe, we're just going to go ahead on and have the vegetables already ready to go.
So the
All right?
vegetables ready now? Or?
Those vegetables, we got everything else in there. Let's
Yes,
go ahead and put the
that's
vegetables
it.
in.
Okay. All right. There we go.
And this is 2 cups of mixed vegetables.
Help a brother out. There you go.
All right.
Excellent.
All right. Now this one here is fantastic as well. You can serve this over that farine we did earlier, which will be very, very colorful, or you can serve this under a regular brown rice, all right? A regular brown rice. And you can see it's very, very attractive, right?
They had, was it roti too? Did we have that?
They had that. They had
Yeah.
roti. Roti was a part of their diet program
had that at
also.
the airport, yeah.
But all that, I mean, it was just
So now,
amazing.
so now that cooks for.
This is going to cook until the actual cornstarch begins to thicken. So it'll cook up and
Okay.
it'll thicken up on us as well. And that's because when you finish with it, it's going to have a sauce to go over top of your brown rice. I said farine, but I wouldn't put it over that because you already have all that seasoning going on.
Yes.
I would actually do it over noodles, or I would do it over a brown rice. It would serve very, very well that way as well. So it's going to get itself together. We're going to put the lid on it because I know you're ready for the very next recipe. We're going to do some sweet potato snacks.
Oh,
Look
okay.
at that ingredients
All
on
right.
that one. It's Caribbean style sweet potatoes. 2 pounds of sweet potatoes sliced, 1 1/2 tablespoon of lime juice fresh, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, 1/2 cup of Florida crystals, and 1 lime grated zest garnishing. Now this is another one of my favorites.
Sweet potato.
But the reason it's different is that normally when we do sweet potatoes, we do the brown sugar or the Florida crystals, and we do the margarine, you know, and
Yes.
we kind of brown it up and everything. But this recipe, once again, when I was looking at the foods from Tobago,
Tobago style.
they did lime. And I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
lime,
what?
yeah, okay.
Okay, so lime.
A little different then.
A little bit different. Now let me tell you about the potatoes.
Okay.
Whenever I do my sweet potatoes or my white potatoes, I'm in a recipe, I always take and clean them up, put skin still on it, put it in a steam basket, put it in water, the steam basket in a big 4-quart saucepan of water, and then let the potatoes or sweet potatoes get tender. And then I take the skin off when they cool down and then cut it into circles. So if you're going to do your potatoes, I like to do it that way. That way you keep the nutrients in, and also you can cut your circles and stuff like I did here.
Okay.
So that was a
yes.
real easy one to do. And,
Okay.
Instead of most of the time, people just take the sweet potatoes and cut them up into chunks and put them
Right,
in water.
they do that.
This time we're going to be using a steam basket for that
Okay,
as well.
now, the Florida Crystal, for those who may be watching for the first time, let's talk about this.
A lot of people ask me about that. A lot of people don't even know that Florida Crystals, which is a cane sugar, and is already it's dried, and it's not processed like regular white sugar. All right, and it comes in different combinations. This is like more of a crystal kind, like a little granulars.
Okay.
And you can also get it even finer than that. And so I really like using the Florida Crystals in the recipe. I'm also using, believe it or not, a margarine, which I did not have there, but you have to have the margarine to be able to melt this all down.
So you added the margarine.
So
we didn't read it, but you add
so
that.
make sure you get your margarine on up in there.
Yeah.
About 2 tablespoons of margarine is what you're going to be using. Now, when I say margarine, you automatically know that on 3ABN, we don't use the regular margarine and stuff like that. So there are soy-based, almond-based, coconut-based margarines on the market right now. And so check them out. You'll be surprised that they act like, look like, taste like, except the one that's coconut. It has that coconut flavor going on.
So if we didn't read that, they would add the margarine.
You're going to add the margarine because you want to saute that. That's right.
Okay,
that's
add
right.
that
Okay.
in there. Okay.
So
now, did we do this in our cooking class there in Tobago?
No, we didn't do that one
so
either.
this is also new to Tobago as well.
Yeah, remember, once we got to Tobago and we began eating at Diamond's place,
Mr. D's.
I was kind of watching a lot of the stuff they were fixing, and they, everything was so
You're watching, you were taking notes.
Yes, lots of starchy foods, which
Right.
filler up foods, okay?
Right.
And a lot of stews and a lot of breadings and stuff that was made up over there. And so sweet potatoes, I kept saying, well, let me see, what can we do with that sweet potato? And this recipe, believe it or not, is a recipe from back in the day that I found in one of my old cookbooks.
Now,
And the
back in
line
the day
was
means some time ago?
some time ago.
I just thought I would just throw that in.
As you know, when we first got involved in the whole vegetarian line was that I was not born and raised in a church, and so my family, as I said before, we ate everything that was not nailed down to the floor.
If you could catch it,
If we could
you
catch
ate
it.
it.
That's right. Barbecue it, fry it, eat it. That's it. Okay. But as I got involved in the church and became a Christian and started studying about the lifestyle and eating habits, it was kind of hard at first trying to change from the things I used to eat and then switching over. But a lot of prayer. I think that the one thing I always remember is that as I was transitioning to taking away the meats and putting in the vegetarian meats and moving away from the vegetarian canned good meats now into the frozen foods and stuff, and then making things from scratch. And I threw a lot of stuff in file 13. That's the trash can, in case you were wondering what that was. I cried a lot as well. But I want you to know that God is awesome. When I began to ask the Father about how am I going to change this diet out like this with my family and stuff, and you know what God said? I created all this. I created all of this.
He's the designer of the
Let's
foods.
go into the kitchen.
Foods.
Let's go into the kitchen. And as I began fixing things, the Spirit just kept talking to me about stuff and developing recipes, one after another after another. And I'm just amazed. People are amazed when they come to eat at our house. They're like,
and folks, I'm up to my ankles. I have to taste these foods all the time. I mean, it's a job. I'm going to go ahead and continue doing that, but sometimes it's an awesome responsibility, but I'm up for the challenge.
I know one thing. First made that comment to somebody about, I have to taste all her stuff when she fixes it, and they said, I'll be glad to do that.
Yeah, somebody want to take turns. No, I got this. I got this. Just keep them coming, baby. Keep them coming. But
so
really,
we're going to turn this on and get this one going. The sweet potatoes have already been done.
Very seldom when you try something that is file 13.
Very seldom. Well, I think, too, because of the fact that that's my background, nutrition.
Well,
and
really, it's more of a gift. Really, cooking is a gift.
Yeah.
It's one of the most awesome gifts, according to one inspirational writer. It's a very valuable gift, and you have that gift.
Praise Him.
I'm glad I'm married to you, so I know my bread and water is sure.
It is sure. That's
very
sure.
sure.
It
and
is
very good. Let's go ahead.
So we're gonna get we're gonna go ahead and melt out our margarine first. And like I said, there's a lot of margarines on the market now that you can use, and also because a lot of the margarines have been changed up because people have problem with high blood pressure and they have problem with high cholesterol foods and those kind of things. So a lot of things have come out for new ones. Talking about heart as well. Okay. So we're just melting that margarine. Oh yeah. And like I said, it depends. Now, on this particular recipe, like I said, you can use a plain It's called now plant-based. Plant-based margarines are on the market. You can use that one. They have an almond one. They have a soy one. They have a coconut one.
Yeah.
They're all out there. Okay, I'm gonna have you go ahead on.
Okay, now so.
Let's go ahead and put the lime in there. The lime
The
juice
lime.
in.
Okay.
Pour it in slowly for me. And let me hold up 1 minute, baby. Let me turn this down just a tad. I don't want it to be real high.
Okay.
Okay. We're gonna put that lime in there. Ooh, yeah. And then we're gonna go ahead and put in the vanilla.
Okay.
All this is gonna go with those sweet potatoes. And now you're gonna add in, do you smell that smell? Oh goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Now we're gonna go slowly add in the sugar. This is the Florida crystals.
Okay.
All righty. Yep. All right. Got the Florida crystals in there as well. And the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna bring in those sweet potatoes.
Now you have this. What is this, honey?
That's gonna be on last, baby. That's
last.
That's the lime.
Oh, okay.
That's the lime zest. That's gonna be added to it at the end, okay? Hold on 1 minute. Let me finish this up.
Okay.
You smell that smell? You're gonna stir it up. So where in the past I was using brown sugar, and then we stopped using the brown sugar, and we started using the Florida crystals, all right? Okay, so we're gonna now just take our sweet potatoes one at a time, a little bit at a time there. We're gonna stir them in, because we have to coat those sweet potatoes.
Oh, okay.
All right, hold on 1 minute, baby.
All right.
All right, go ahead.
Put it in.
You want to just take a spatula and do
I'm
it?
good.
Okay.
Go ahead, baby.
Just move it down a little bit lower so it won't splatter on our new aprons.
Yeah. So that's the only one we have. They didn't give us two. They only gave us one apron each. So.
And our name on it.
We garden this with our life. All right.
All right. So we're just going to move those around, and we're going to just coat them. Yeah.
Okay, so that's for the coating then.
Yeah, it's to coat the potatoes. And you want to be careful because now the
Would you call
potatoes.
this like a different type of candied yams?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Because it's got that
this
lime.
reminds me of this.
Yeah, because it got the lime in it. That's the
But
one
it'd be a
thing.
different flavor with the lime.
Absolutely. So it's candy yams with instead of the brown sugar and the butter.
Okay.
It's got that lime going on. Okay.
And the soy-based margarine type.
Soy-based,
So a lot more
almond.
healthier.
Yes. I wouldn't do the coconut on this only because it will take over. Coconut's so strong.
Yes.
I wouldn't put do that one there. But they're all on the market now.
Okay.
Try them out. They have really come a long ways. I remember back in the day when we first started doing vegetarian cooking, we had a rough time trying to find stuff. And you know what?
Stuff in the can.
Yes,
And
everything.
that's high in sodium.
Everything is going plant-based
Frozen,
now.
yeah.
Everything is plant-based,
Yes.
and everybody's going plant-based. People are looking at plant-based cooking.
It's more mainstream.
Oh yeah, we get a lot of phone calls. A lot of phone calls on people. They've seen the show, Abundant Living, the Today Show,
Other
and they're
cooking
saying,
shows.
I
can
just
do
want
this.
those recipes, you know.
I want those recipes.
All right. Okay, so that's going to sit there for a few minutes, and we've already actually kind of coated the sweet potatoes. At the very end, we're going to actually put the lime on top of it, sprinkle a little bit of lime on top of it.
At what
You will
point?
See that at the end of the program, we're going to sprinkle a little lime on top
okay.
as a zest, as a garnish, and we're going to actually have a couple other little things you'll see at the end as well. So we're going to go to our very last recipe.
Okay.
Yeah, this is our dessert. And we're going to go to our mango. Oh yeah.
Oh, all right.
Our mango bread pudding cake. It calls for 6 cups of whole wheat breadcrumbs, 2 cups of mango slice, 1 cup of raisins, 1 cup of orange juice, 4 large bananas, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract. 1/8. I'm sorry, 1/8.
All right, I call it, baby. That's okay.
Of almond extract. Okay, so we're down to dessert.
Dessert time.
Now I remember
You remember?
when we first started doing cooking classes,
Oh, yes. I know where this is
and we
going.
were starting to teach people about how to eat healthy and healthy lifestyle. At first, when I began switching over, remember now I said I was not born and raised in the church. I was not born and raised vegetarian. That all came later in my life. And so I kept saying, now, you know, healthy desserts don't always, they might look okay, but they don't taste okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Healthy doesn't mean always good.
that's right. Matter of fact, well, I'm not going to tell that story first.
No, maybe another time.
Okay.
I know where you were going.
Okay, I know. Okay. So what I want to say is that, so we would do these cooking classes, and people would say things like, you know, and no desserts. Okay, maybe some fruit, but that was it. And they kept saying, well, where are the desserts at? And I said, you all don't need no desserts. We're trying to change your lifestyle out and eat good food to get that heart working and get the blood pressure down and the cancer and all that stuff down in it. And together, simultaneously, all the people says, yes, we do. And so I began trying to work with those desserts. And they were complicated.
That was probably the most challenging part of cooking healthy, or healthy desserts and taste good at the same time.
And when you start talking about them being healthy, you had to really make sure that combination was very, very important.
The mouthfeel, the texture.
Yes, because it can look good, but you might get some frowns. And people behind your back while you're talking to them and everything, and you walk away, they'll throw your stuff in the trash. That's 513. Well, we could not have that, so I just kept working with it. Now, once again, I went back to the Creator God, and I said, you're the master of the kitchen, you're the master of food, so help me. So it was just a transitioning of things like, instead of white sugar, Florida crystals, or honey, or maple syrup. And even some of those honey and maple syrup you cannot use in some of your baked goods because of the transitioning of the chemistry that goes into that. Switching over to whole wheat, and the whole wheat, 100% whole wheat. We found out that I had, there was a whole wheat pastry flour out there that has assimilation of white flour. It's a summer wheat flour. And so we started using the pastry flour in some of our recipes instead of 100% whole wheat, because whole wheat's very, very strong, and it will cause some issues, heavy and weighty when you talk about desserts. And then we began looking at the flours. Well, we said the pastry flour already.
It's a summer wheat, is it?
The pastry flour is a summer wheat.
Oh, that's
flour.
the same thing.
They just came out, believe it or not, and I'm not sure where that came from, but I've been seeing out there on the market also even a white flour. It's a white whole wheat flour.
Yes,
I'm not ready for that right now because I'm used to it being kind of brown. But I remember when we first started cooking, I was fixing things and I began to move the whole wheat stuff, and it was not working out. But this is a real easy recipe. You are going to love this one. When we got over there in the Tobago, I was wanting to make my bread pudding, and I was used to using it with peaches. Well, the peaches were not readily available. What they had was mango. So I said, well, let's go ahead and try to make a mango bread pudding. Okay, so this is a quick one.
This was a dessert we did at the cooking class, right?
We did this one, and we did it with the mangoes instead of peaches.
Yeah, we sure did.
All right, so you're going to go ahead and pour your juice in. This is the orange
juice going in.
Orange juice is going in, and then we're also going to put in that as well. We're going to put our mangoes in. Go ahead, you want to use that, baby?
Put the raisins or mango?
The raisins can go in. Go ahead and put the raisins in. We're only going to use a third cup of the raisins right now because we need them also in the recipe itself. Okay. We're going to go ahead and put in the mangoes. This is 2 cups of mangoes that's going in. I was going to say, baby.
Yeah, because this apron, we only have one of these aprons, so that's why I backed off a little bit.
I know.
Can't get nothing on the aprons, baby.
We got
okay, now, so...
Just a little bit, 1/8 of the almond extract.
Now you don't need much of this.
Honey, why are you standing back? All you have to do is kind of come up on it, baby. And
no, I want to make sure it don't get the extract on my apron. Yeah. Okay, now that was not a joke. No, this is my apron. It has Curtis on it, so I'm just checking that. You can, okay, no, because you're about to lose it. You're about to lose it, baby.
I'm just saying, if you put it down a little bit lower into the container, you won't have to worry about it.
Like down here?
Like there, yes.
And then pour it in like this?
Yes, that's easier. Okay?
Okay, you're about to lose it again. Come on, let's not have a cut, honey. Just keep it rolling. Just keep it rolling, because, all right. Okay. So let's. Okay. So now the bananas.
Now what I'm going to do for the bananas, now we've already washed the bananas off and got them ready. So we're going to put in the first 2 bananas is actually going to go into this. So we're going to just break them up and move them into the actual sauce itself.
Okay.
Okay? All right. And I think you can do that, baby, the same way.
Just break it up a little bit?
Break it up.
Okay.
And put it right in there, all the way down. No, honey, go down into the thing, down. Okay, then you don't have to worry about it messing with your apron. Okay, you're good.
Okay.
Okay, put the lid on and go ahead on and start that up.
Yeah. You can tell when the show is about to get over. Okay, so. You want this kind of smooth? Or?
Yeah, let's spend a couple more minutes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, a little problem back here.
Okay, so.
I'm good. I'm good.
What about the texture, honey?
That's good.
Okay, okay.
Okay, did you put on high, babe?
I can put on super high.
No.
Oh, I can do Tim the Two Man.
Hold up.
Let me put it on.
Liquid.
I want to liquefy it.
Okay.
Now, let's see. Tim the Tool Man. Okay, he would do that. Okay, now so.
All right. Now, this is very, very easy. I'm going to take a little bit of the sauce right now.
Okay. I can hold it, baby.
No, I need to do it, so I'm going to put it in this dish. We've already greased our 8x8 square pan. We're going to just put a little bit of juice, a little bit of it in the bottom, so that when the bread goes in, it will already have its bottom there on it. This is a real easy, simple recipe. I'm going to go ahead and use my hands. We're going to go ahead and put it in.
Okay, so we're going to layer it then.
Yes, we're doing a layer.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to cover the whole bottom. All right. And then we're going to take our banana, and we're going to start putting the banana in on top of that.
Do one of these.
You can go ahead and cut that up.
Okay.
We're going to put the banana on top, and this just slices it. Oh, here you go.
Oh, I got it.
Okay. That's going to go with my second layer, so I'm not putting on the first layer.
Oh, okay. So mine's the second layer.
This is the second layer. So all we're doing is just putting the banana in the first layer.
Layer.
Somebody asked me about this. They said, Paula, can I make this recipe up and not use the bananas? I said, well, because the bananas is a major key player in this,
it won't be
the same.
Your recipe. It'll
and
be
remember,
their
I always
recipe.
say, if you try a recipe and it's not what we have said, don't say my name.
Change the recipe.
Don't say my name.
Change the name.
Change the name.
It's yours, not ours.
All right. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put the sauce on.
Okay, now, so sauce.
Let me do it, baby.
Oh, you want to do it? Okay.
All right, we're going to put the sauce on.
And then we're ready for another layer
Next layer of everything. We're going to go ahead and put the breadcrumbs on top. Okay.
There you go.
And we're going to put some more of the breadcrumbs on.
Oh, you're working it out, baby.
Now, I like the fact that this is a mango one, because back in the day, remember now, I was making this recipe up and I was using regular peaches, okay? And so we're doing it now, okay? All right, so we're going to go back on there with some more banana slices.
Banana slices.
Okay. And we're going to get that ready to go. And you can get ready for the, go ahead, you want to do that slice thin on top of that. And then we're going to put on top of that.
And when we come back, we'll see the finished
Yeah, you'll see the finished product. It goes in the oven. It goes at 325 degrees. And when it goes in at 325 degrees, it will cook, all right? So let's go ahead and put on the topping.
And so we do that, and then the rest of this mixture?
The rest of that mixture.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I'll tell you what, so when we come back, we'll show you the finished product. So stay by.
For more information about Health Seminars Unlimited, please call them at 256-859-1982. That's 256-859-1982. Their address is P.O. Box 2873, Huntsville, Alabama 35804. That's P.O. Box 2873, Huntsville, Alabama 35804. You may email them at hseminars@bellsouth.net, or you can search on YouTube for Curtis Paula Eakins.
All right.
Hey, finished product.
Finished this show.
Team Eakins.
Team
Eakins.
And we are just so excited about all the foods that we are now dedicating and committed to and are involved in. Tobago cooking.
Yes.
Right?
So
we'll go over what we actually did this day. We did our Farine a la Joy, which has the beautiful colors in it.
Yes, it is.
We did our spicy bean stew.
Look at that. Yes.
All the pretty colors in it. And then we did that curried chicken and vegetables.
That looks good, baby.
And then we did that lime sweet potatoes.
Got a little lime on the top of it. Okay.
As well. And we ended with the bread pudding.
Oh, yes.
This is made with mango bread pudding.
All right. And what's in the cups, honey, in the glass?
In the cups, I thought it'd be a special kind of dedication and commitment to the people over in Tobago. Let them know we got us some coconut water.
Coconut water.
Coconut water.
Right.
Got strawberry in it.
Yes. Now I know what that tastes like. And what about some of the food or whatever? Okay. Wait a minute, before we do that, interested in expounding on your recipes, vegetarian style. Of course, my wife has the Vegetarian Cooking Made Easy cookbook, and again, it has over 120 recipes, all plant-based. Main entrees, side dishes, desserts, etc. And so that's there. And also the Global Vegetarian, for those who want to go to the second level as far as vegetarian cuisine is good for that as well. Yeah,
Thai, Caribbean,
all that.
Indian food.
So give us a call. So as always, John 10:10, Jesus said, I come, that they might have life and have it more abundantly. See you next time.